Hi, everyone. Welcome to Inspire to Create. I'm Betsy Crider. I'm located in central Pennsylvania, and my business is BCreative Stamping.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Ellen Stites, and I'm located in East Central Illinois, and my business is Create with Me. And hello, in case you haven't seen us for a long time.
Yes.
It's been a while. So
Yes.
Betsy's going to talk a little bit about that and where we've been and where we're going from this point forward. Right, B?
Exactly. It's so good to see your pretty face.
Oh, I love this time together. I'm so
It
happy.
is. Yes, it's been too long. It's been too long. We actually had to go back to YouTube and kind of take a look at when the last time was we actually posted a video, and it was in March. So for those that may not know, life kind of just, you know how life is, it just kind of gets in the way sometimes and priorities kind of change. And my dad started to have some health issues, and he lived with us here at home, and we put him on hospice at the beginning of March. So everything kind of came to a grinding halt for me for a couple of months there while we took care of him and took care of his needs. And he sadly passed away at the beginning of May, but he went very peacefully. It was on his own terms and what he wanted, and we're very grateful and very blessed that we got that extra time with him. So, but now, and everybody's been so unbelievably supportive. I mean, the support that I got from the community and people, I'm just blown away. And so I feel very loved, and I am very grateful for that. But
you definitely are. That stamping community and just we went away together, and it was just so nice to see so many hugs and.
Yep. Our upline, Meg Loven, she said to me very early on in the trip, she was like, every time I see you, I have to hug you. And she did. Literally every time she saw me, she had to hug me. So it was just, the love is, we have such a community. I always tell people that being a Stampin' Up demonstrator doesn't have anything to do with the stamps, the ink, or the paper. Doesn't have anything to do with it. It's all about the community we've built and the family we've built.
For sure. What would we do without each other?
Exactly.
Creative people are so awesome.
We are. But we're back into it now. So I am back to, nose to the grind. Let's get this going again and inspired to create. So we are back, and we are so thankful to be back, and we're back to show you brand new products. It's part of the July online exclusive release. Mary Ellen's going to show you all of that information. Do we want to remind them what Inspired to Create is all about and what they get with Inspired to Create?
Yeah. Definitely. So Inspired to Create is kind of, we often, and we've said this in March, that we often go and revisit. Every couple years we've revisited. Since COVID is when we started, so it's been 6 years, at least 6. And so every couple years we revisit, and we decided that we just kind of revamped. So Inspired to Create kind of came out of that. We decided to decrease our price point, so we went down $10. So
save some money.
And what we did is we're giving you the same great projects. You're still getting 4 different designs. If you subscribe to Inspired to Create, instead of getting 2 of every card, we have decided to do 1 of every card, because really, if you do 1, you can duplicate it in using the supplies that you have, which is where what was the last one called? Stamp It Your Way. Stamp It Your Way.
Yeah, Stamp It Your Way, yes.
Stamp It Your Way. So that this way you're still getting the supplies to create a card, and then you're still getting product. We still include product. We include embellishments, paper, whatever. So that's what we decided to do, and we're back at it. But we're going to kind of go with the whole Christmas in July.
Yes.
So I have always done Christmas cards here in my studio in person with my friends and community. And so I always start in July. And I think Betsy just started. Did you just start last year?
I did. Last year was my first year doing it. It was a huge success. Everybody loved it. But by the time they walk out, like they get, what is it, 72 Christmas cards by the time they're done if they signed up for every class, and it's amazing.
Yeah. And so I think that people in the summer, things are kind of a little slower, and you start thinking about, if I start now, this task that could be huge is kind of broken down into small bites. So we decided to add this into Inspired to Create because this year there are some pretty awesome Christmas sets that came out in the July online exclusive. So if you haven't looked at online exclusives, get online and look. There's some great bundles and stamps and paper and embellishments. But Christmas was big, which I was really happy about because when our catalog changed, it was a little, and they didn't come, like the new one comes out in September, I kind of had a little panic attack because, looking for fresh and new. And so now we've got that with the online exclusives, which I love that they come out giving us fresh new products.
Every other month. Every other month. Every other month, there's always something new coming, which is a fantastic thing.
So if you didn't know, there's new product every other month. So it's great. So I love it.
Yeah. I say this every single time, and I'm going to say it again. Mary Ellen suggested this bundle, and I went, ew. I immediately was like, oh man, I don't know that I want this bundle. But then I spent a weekend playing with it, and now I'm so addicted to it, I can't stop playing with it. I've made so many samples with this bundle. And everybody I show it to just oohs and ahs over this stitch stocking bundle. So we can't wait to show it to you, right?
Yeah. I'm so happy to hear you say that. I can't say that I was totally like, I'm not a quilter person. I told myself I would quilt when I was old, but come on, there's birds in this set. So, and who doesn't love fabric? I mean, seriously. So I mean, not that we're going to use fabric, we're going to use paper, but I'm just saying it's the look of the fabric.
It looks like it though. I mean, it truly does. It looks quilted. It is amazing how the stitching really shines on this one. So yeah, I'm excited.
Okay. So let's start with the bundle. Super cute. We got the Stitch Stockings stamp set. I guess I'll start with the stamp set. And so many.
Yeah, I looked at that in the catalog and went, huh? What am I supposed to do with all that?
I know, but we're going to help you with that. So
exactly.
You've got the stitching stamp, but the greetings, I'm a greeting girl, so I love the greetings in here, and tags, right, to and from. Can't really go wrong. So yes, some kind of odd things, but we'll explain that. And then the dies are gorgeous. So this doesn't really, let me see if I can look at them. Okay, this kind of does it a little bit better, but holly and the trees, and I love this one. I use this one.
Yeah. This is the star. This is the star to show. The dies are what do it.
Yeah, super cute. So then the little stocking. So, and then some tags, and then this is the top of it could be a tag too, but it's the top of the stocking. So so cute. So there's the bundle. And then you get some ribbon. I'm gonna leave the star of the show for the last. Little bit of stitched ribbon. And then, this is pretty. I don't know if you can see the glitter. There's glitter around these buttons. These are the adhesive back mini Christmas buttons. So there's adhesive on them, and they've got glitter. There's red and white, and it's got glitter around the edges. So I don't know.
There you can see it really. Yeah, that pops.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, really, really pretty. And then of course the paper. And I didn't sort this paper, but hello, it had little birds on it. So I love it. Definitely a quilting, but I'm a big fan of anything plaid or gingham, so love that. And then of course I had to use this paper, and I'm so glad Betsy left it for me.
I did not use either of the papers that had birds on them. I thought I'll just leave those for her. She did
first. I'm like, I use the birds. And then the little candy cane, super cute little candy cane, Christmas tree quilting, and then just a little red and white pattern. Another kind of quilty thing, but look at these and think like, oh, you could die cut out some of those. But here, just in like a general florally kind of that could be anything. And then this is no, not the last one, snowflakes.
Yep.
And then big, with this one, you could cut apart the pieces, but this would be great for memory keeping, I think. I love that. And
that would be perfect, like scrapbook page background. Yeah,
I'm really starting to get into that because I have that grandson now that's going to be 1. So, and then I'm a big holly fan. Wait, let me get that out of the way. Super clear, but I'm a big holly fan. I've always loved holly ever since I was a little girl. I love to draw it. I love everything about holly. So my mom would always have holly, and so I don't know. It's just a fun memory for me. So, so
the old house we used to live in had holly bushes out front. Yeah, and I miss them. Yeah, I don't have them here.
Yeah, yeah, super cute. All right, so you want to get started? Do you mind if I go first?
You go first. Go for it. Okay. Show them how it's done.
Yeah, I can't decide. I can't decide. I think we might have to do the bird card, or maybe I'll just show you both of my cards.
There you go. Perfect.
The bird card. I pulled I just kind of went simple, and
You did. I'm actually thinking to myself, this month we totally went opposite. Yours are super simple, and mine are super complicated.
No,
not super, but a little bit more.
Yeah, this is like the perfect card, I think, to send. It's not hard. It's the paper really is the showcase, and then a few little elements. So pretty simple. But then this one, a little different. I did my your stocking's much more beautiful, but I simplified it. I just cut it, and then I made a little tag in the front, and then mine does open too, but I don't have anything inside it yet. But I've got something here. So, but then I just put a little holly and some berries, and then we'll talk about some alternatives. I had some ideas today. So let's go ahead and get started with this card. And I'm going to bring in my pieces here. So it does not take a lot. I've got some cloud cover, which is right here. I just pulled some of the this is kind of gray, but this is like a gray blue, so it really complements it. And so I kind of went with the blue theme. Like I could have gone gray, but I think gray and Christmas is like, a little dreary. So this is like the next step up for me. So that's where I was going with that. And then a little bit of the Misty Moonlight to pull that blue out. And then all you need really is a piece of, I got Mossy Meadow, and then a piece of the Designer Series paper and a little piece for the greeting. So we're going to throw this together, literally throw it together very, very quickly. I think you're going to be super pleased. I could see making a lot of these for Christmas, just cutting that paper up. I think you could probably get 6 out of a sheet, so a dozen out of that one sheet easily. So it's
a good mass production card. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you're doing, I'm going to do this and probably be sorry, but I think I'm okay. I'm just going to add in, and I went a little different on this. I left the top and the bottom. And instead of, how you usually do like all 4 sides, I decided I wanted just strips on the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to leave this so that I can tie my twine. So I took this and I took that die, this one here that I love, and I die cut it. And then I have that piece here die cut out. It's so beautiful because it's stitched. It's stitched. But look at, I want to show you something though. This is what comes out of it, okay? So you get all these little arrows. I could see using this on the inside maybe and making a row up the side. I didn't do that, and I'm not going to take the time to glue them all, but you could even do, patterns by...
They'd be great for shaker cards. They'd be cute for shaker cards with pieces.
Really good for that too. So I was like, okay, don't get rid of those. So I went ahead and die cut this, and so it's super simple. I'm just going to get my glue out because I've got all these kind of holes. That's why I'm going to use my liquid adhesive rather than run seal, because I would have it glue all over the place. So All right, so that just goes right on your pieces of piece of designer series paper. You could do any color, you could pick out any color out of here, but I just decided to pick out the red. And then while I'm doing this, I'm just going to go together so fast, you're going to be like, what? All right, so let's get our stamp. And I use Sending Warm Wishes this Christmas, but I only want warm wishes. So my piece of paper, I've got two cut. We'll see if this is the right one. I'm going to stamp the whole thing. I'm going to ink the whole thing. But I think...
What color ink are you using?
So I'm using Mossy Meadow to match
Excellent.
this is Mossy Meadow here. So
Cute.
I'm going to get my head in the way because this is so narrow. Oh my goodness.
Look at you. Look at you go.
Like a 1/4 inch, and it just gets the
nice
wishes. It's super, like, think of your stamps in a different way. Like, here's Merry Christmas. You don't have to have Merry Christmas to you and yours. Just have the Merry Christmas part. So, yeah, so super cute. So let me get some snips, and I'm just going to snip. I like to do, I'm going to do a little angle. And then I'm going to bring in some, you could use like little dimensional. I'm just going to use one of these strips from the adhesive strips. Is that what they're called? Adhesive strip?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and then I've got a little excess that I'll trim off. Just makes it super easy and quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this on or tape this on to my paper before give it one more layer. Ooh, did I? Oh, I forgot. It goes off just a little. Right down the middle.
Pretty.
Yeah, and then we're going to bring in some linen thread. And when I'm doing linen thread, I like to take my fingernail. I know I've said this before, but if you're new here, I like to take my fingernail and just straighten it out so that I'm not, fighting it the whole time because it's curly, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wrap it around twice. And actually, hold on. I'm going to go back a little bit because I forgot what I did. I'm giving the illusion. So there. Okay. Now, get rid of that. Just you keep it on your bolt. Like people always say, well, how much ribbon do I need? Or how much twine do I need? Keep it on the bolt. And then you don't have any waste, or you have very little waste when you tie your little bow or your knot. It's just so much easier than saying, well, you need 12 inches, but you really only needed 6, and then you've wasted 6 precious inches of beautiful.
Yeah, you waste a lot less when you can try to keep it on the bolt, whether it be ribbon or twine, yeah.
Yeah, so I just did a really short little knot, and I'm going to try, sometimes this... I'm going to try to, I'm going to maybe cut the, let's see. I think I'm going to go right over that and try to hold that. Hold on. It wants to rock off. Just a minute.
Rock off of it, yeah.
Yeah. I have to do it sideways. So I was not seeing the whole picture.
That's right. Sometimes it looks better when you look at it from upside down.
Okay, so then you're going to be like, well, didn't you go around and then stick it up through the little button? No, I did not, because the button has adhesive on it. So what I did was I just took my button off of the sheet here, and I put it on here.
And for those that participated in this month's Inspired to Create, they got a half a pack of those buttons, right?
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to tie my own little bow, just like I was tying my shoes. People say, I can't tie a bow. Well, you tie your tennis shoes, so I think you can tie a bow. You've probably been doing it since you were 5. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a mini glue dot. I find the mini glue dot with any of the ribbons or the twines are usually the best bet. You could use liquid adhesive. You just have to let it cure just a little, I feel like, if otherwise it's falling off all the time. And then you would put it, I got my holes going this way on my buttons. So, I mean, seriously, Betsy. You could sit down and make a dozen of these in no time, and they're super cute. Who wouldn't want to?
And I like the pop because I'm very much a non-red and green person. I'm sure that people have heard me say that before. I am not a red and green person. So this, with the pops of blue that you pulled out, I love this so much better.
I'm not stamping it, but I want you to know that I would put an inside in it. That's just like the queen of insides, and I was like, oh my God, I don't want an inside in here. But
I will forgive you this time.
I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to stamp it.
She's like, I promise I'm going to do it.
There.
There you go.
Dishes.
Good job.
It's pretty fast. So fast.
Very fast.
Okay. Now, my next card's not really hard either. Like I said, I kind of went simple. Simple, but this one I'm going to show you, like, I want to try to get those off the screen there. This one I'm going to show you, like, some tips and tricks, and I do have stuff done ahead of time. So what you're going to get in this packet, or what you're going to need, is a card base, which is real red. Some of the new Peaceful Pine, which I'm loving Peaceful Pine a lot.
Yes, I am as well. It's one of my new core colors. Yeah.
This is the one we're going to die cut out of. Then we need a piece that we're going to be embossing, and then just a little bit of a layer. And then this is for die cutting our little stocking, and then a piece for the inside, and then a piece for die cutting that. So I'm going to show you how I did the die cutting. All right. I did it in advance, but I'm going to show you. You're going to fold your card in half. And then you're going to get your die out. I'm going to pull that die. It's right here. And I'm going to use these two dies, but I'm going to use this one. I'm going to show you what you need to do. So you're going to take your fold. This is your folded edge. And I like to turn it around. And I like to place my die just so that it's not cutting the top, right, like that. And so what I do is make sure I'm on both here, and then leave a little gap there. And then I'll tape it with a little bit of washi tape or some repositionable tape onto my die cutting machine. And so when you're done, I have that piece here. It will come out just like this, okay? So it doesn't cut the top, so that you have an open
I love that. What an easy, like, little tag to give, or anything.
Super cute little tag. So then we went simple on the well, let me just say, then we're going to cut some out of the white, and I did that in advance just like that. But I want to show you a tip on that. Okay, so when you put this inside, and you're going to be like, okay, I cut the whole thing. Well, now look at that. What's that, M.E? I don't good. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take a smidge off of this. You can use your cutter. I'm just going to use my snips because I have them here. And I'm just going to cut off about 1/8 of an inch, just off of the top. And really what I want to match up is the boot down here. And now you can see
nice.
The fold, okay? So we'll go ahead and attach that. Even though I haven't stamped it, we're going to risk it that I can stamp on it after the fact. But you're going to be lining up the bottom of your stocking, not worrying about the top, okay? So there's that. Did I have it the right way? Yes, I did. And then you're going to die cut. I've seen so many, and Betsy's got one that's amazing. And I thought everyone's doing like all the patchwork. And so I decided that I'm just going to cut the designer series paper with the die, which has some great detail. And just let the detail, you can see all the detail, be the star of the show. So there's this little star, and I like to give it a little dimension. It doesn't, hopefully the pieces won't fall out. You could cut it and make it fall out, but I didn't want that.
It reminds me of a stocking that, like your grandma would make, right? So everybody's got those stockings that their grandma or somebody made, and it's like, it looks just like that.
For sure. Definitely. Some great stitch detail in it. Now I'm going to show you a couple little ways. You can see on my sample here that I did, I used a white gel pen. But I want to give you an alternative if you don't have a white gel pen. But I'm also going to say, if you don't have a white gel pen, go get one. Because seriously, these new white gel pens, and Betsy probably can agree with me, are amazing. So
And is that how you got the white?
yeah, that's how I got it. Because
really?
now there is a stamp. Let me get it.
Yes.
There is
yeah.
So there is a little stitch stamp right here. And you could use that with craft white, but the white gel pen, hello, look at how that.
So much brighter. Yeah, that's
so
nice.
Beautiful. Okay, but maybe you don't have a white gel pen. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut that little piece that I showed you, this little piece here, and that's going to fit perfectly. And what I did was I just used an embossing folder and embossed it. This one's just leaves. It doesn't have to be anything. No one's going to know.
Nobody's going to, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to see if here they are. They're hidden. Got dimensionals. I think I'm just going to pop it up with a couple dimensionals. Mm-hmm. You could go all out and you could stitch this even after you emboss. But we're just going to leave it just like that. So that gives it that, this gives it one look that matches the ribbon, and then this gives it another look, okay?
Nice.
And then I'm going to stick my little button that I've placed somewhere out of the way. Here it is. I'm very proud of myself today. I'm actually finding things a little bit quicker.
It's so organized. Now I'm worried for myself.
I don't know about organized, but I'm just telling you, normally, that's not my MO. So better close my glue up. All right, so let's go ahead and show some tips. I'm going to show you something else. Okay, so this is two-tone paper. I don't know if you noticed that, but there's a dark side and a light side here. If I go like that, you can see dark, light, okay? If you run two-tone paper through an embossing folder, and I use the candy canes because it's then you get something like this. Well, our two-tone paper is not solid all the way through, but you can see that when I emboss it, that some of that color is kind of coming out. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, I've got everything covered up here. Hold on. I've got it here. Okay. You're going to take an emery board or sandpaper, and you're going to just run it along there, and you're going to see the white. And you can do it as much or as little as you want, but it just makes those candy canes, you can I'm going to hold them up.
Nice.
I just run it over lightly. Okay. And then you see how they popped? Yeah, super cute. All right, so let's do a little assembly. I'm going to get my tape. And I'm going to do my layer. And then I was thinking, okay, what I could have done, what if I took my gel pen? I should do it on this one because this has got the gel pen. See if I can. Yeah, this one of my gel pens is better than the other. What if I took my gel pen and did stitching here on this? You can tell me yay or nay, but I got thinking about it later. I'm like, I could do it on these too. That would be cute. But look at that little stitch edge. I'm not going to do them both, but I want to show you.
It's very cute.
It
just gives it that extra little touch. Yep.
Hello. Now I want to do. I'm going to do them both, and then I'll go. But yeah, so cute. All right, then we're going to put this onto our card base, which is just real red. And again, this is Peaceful Pine. And I'm just splitting. I went all the whole 5.5 and then just left little 3/8 1/4 inch borders. And then
you did one card with little pieces at the top, and you did one card with little pieces on the sides.
Yeah, that's right. And then you can decide, like, which way do I want my stocking to hang? Because I think, Betsy, your stocking and my stocking are hanging differently. I looked at them, and I was like, your stocking's like this, and my stocking's like that. So you can decide, like, how do you want your stocking to hang? Okay. Then I cut out a couple of pieces of holly, but I'm also going to ask questions about the embellishments. So I was looking at the embellishments. I have another holly here. I actually have several. I was looking at embellishments, and then I had another idea. I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to hold it up because it's a little hard to see. I colored these are the iridescent pearls, and I colored them with red. They get lost. They're totally lost.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about these two ideas? Which one do you like better? All right. So I have the little pearls. So who's to say that my holly can't have just white berries, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you wanted to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit and make it whimsical or more kid-like, and you took the peppermint?
Peppermints?
Not kidding you.
Well, you got candy canes in the background. That would make complete sense.
Look how cute that is.
Yeah.
It really makes it pop. You like it?
Yep, I do. It goes, and then it pulls the candy cane in with it, and it makes. Yeah. And isn't there candy cane DSP too? So I mean, you could even have made the DSP of the stocking candy cane.
Yeah, I could have had I known. Thought about that. I'm going to tie a little bow, and again, just like tying my shoes. I know Betsy does the little bunny thing.
It depends. Sometimes it depends. Yeah.
What's the factor? The ribbon?
Yeah, I think ribbon sometimes is easier to do. Like, I find that twines are easier to do, like the shoelace, create a bow and tie it that way. Whereas with ribbon, depending on how wide or thick the ribbon is, I find it easier to do the bunny ears. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I think it depends on my mood. How's that?
Yeah, I'm not a bunny ear person. I never was tying my shoes, so you have to think about it when I do that. I'm not against it. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm just at it. All right. So then we have our bow, and then I've got this. We're going to stamp it in red. I've got it right here. I feel like this went quickly. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, very fast.
You have to kind of go on an angle, right? Because you have to fit the words on. Now I could then add a little more holly. I think I have two here, but I don't know if I'm going to bind them both down here.
It just kind of pulls it all together, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to, I don't know if I dropped it on the ground and I'll be able to find it. Wait, I'm going down to the ground because
I'm going down to the ground, she says. I'm going down.
Well, I can't see my other holly, but I did find these little berries. And since this is on the inside, I'm going to put the little berry, and I got to get my take your pick tool because this little berry, first of all, it's upside down. Operating. It almost looks like little Mickey Mouse ears.
It does look like Mickey Mouse, yeah. It very much looks like a Mickey Mouse with ears, yeah.
So there's the two kind of alternative ideas, and while you're doing your cards, I'm going to be stitching this one. I'm just saying. So there you go.
Very cute. Very, very cute. Okay, ready to see mine?
Yes, let's see.
All right, hold on a second. Okay, so here is my first card, and it is just like you quilted. Like you took a stocking and have it quilted with all these beautiful pieces. So it is a little bit more die cutting on this one, but I just love this look so much. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So what I'm doing is you've got several dies that you're going to use in this case. So this is the large stocking die, and you're going to cut that out of Peaceful Pine. But what I did also was I used the ivy die, or the holly die, and I put that on there, and I cut that through as well. So that, because this is going to be hidden in the background, so instead of having an extra piece of Peaceful Pine, just die cut out of the center of that, because it's going to be hidden anyway.
Well, let me clarify too. Like you showed that die, but there is another die in there.
There is a die, yeah, it's right here. Yeah, there you go. That one makes more sense.
So then you'd be like you're being like, wait, she cut one at a time. But just so you know, you can cut a lot of holly.
You can, yeah, there's two dies, and they're both doing two leaves at the same time, which is fantastic, right? Yeah, so, yep, you're right. You were talking about keeping the pieces and doing, like, shaker card pieces. I had used this die. This is not on my card, but I used this little Christmas tree die.
Yes.
And I kept all the little trees.
I did too.
I kept all my little trees. So I thought that would be cute for either in a shaker or something. Yeah, always keep your die cut pieces, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This textured piece I did with Secret C. So that is the textured piece, just like Mary Ellen just did. So there's mine with the Secret C. I have the white for the top of my stocking. So I did that piece. I did the little berries and the holly, and then I had this little starburst look, and I did that in cherry cobbler. So these are all the die cuts I have, and then the majority of the die cuts here is using this square, and I did two of the snowflakes. I did one of the candy canes, one of the papers that Mary Ellen just did. It has like almost like little X's on it, the floral and the holly. So I have all of these pieces, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to start to quilt together my stocking. So the nice thing is it does kind of bend a little bit, right? So you can kind of see that because it is attached, but it is kind of stitched. So it's easy for me to kind of fold that down to be able to work with it for adhering these pieces. So I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue right there, and I'm going to put this so that it runs right up to the stitching that's on the stocking. So you can kind of see it like that. You see it?
Yeah, okay. I wondered how you did that. So yeah.
Yep, makes sense. All right. So I'm going to put that one on there. I'm going to do this one here. And I'm kind of just putting them all on at this point. I'm going to do this one here. My glue set in a little bit here. I'm going to do the little heel. And then I'm doing the floral piece here.
Do you think you would rather be a sewer or a stamper? Like, I'm looking at that. Like, you're kind of like sewing with paper.
Right.
That's probably a weird thing to say, but
no, it is not. I don't think it is because there is.
Feel like a quilter a little? Like
a little bit, right? Because it's this whole piecing together. Yeah. So, one of the things that I was originally drawn to whenever I first started card making was seeing cards that had stitching on them. Where they actually took them through a sewing machine. And one of the very first things I bought was like this little tiny sewing machine thinking, I'm going to sew on my cards. I did. I bought a little tiny sewing machine. I thought I can sew on my cards. I never did, but it's like one of those things. But I took a sewing class about a year ago. I took a sewing class and I actually made, it was with squares. We had the squares. I'm just letting my glue set up here a little bit. We had squares and we made a purse, and at the end of it all I kept chanting in my head was, do not buy a sewing machine, do not buy a sewing machine, do not buy a sewing machine, you do not need a sewing machine, don't buy a sewing machine, you have no room for a sewing machine. So if I had it, I would do it, but I know that it would be one of those things where it would become all I would just be down a rabbit hole that I would never get out.
It's funny that you say that because I actually was a sewer before. And when I became a stamper, when I was introduced to stamping, my sewing went bye-bye. But
right?
For the 4 kids, I made all their, like, I'll not say all their clothes, but I made a ton of their clothes. I sewed all the time. I made my own clothes. I made their clothes. I loved sewing. And I have hardly gotten my sewing machine out since 23 years I've been stamping.
Wow. We have ladies that come to retreat that they will set up. They have sewing machines. They are sewing. They're making clothes all weekend. I mean, it's amazing what they're doing with sewing. I just, yeah, it would take a lot for me, but I know that it would be one of those things that I would be totally obsessed right away with.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I know. I see bags and I really want to get back into bags, but I used to make my husband hunting clothes with no patterns. I like got books out of the library and
wow.
Yeah, he still has them. The wool. I mean, it's amazing. Like I
Exactly.
can't do the stuff I used to do, but I loved it.
No, I get it. I get it. All right, what I'm doing is I'm turning this over so that I can see the backside. And because I can kind of fold this upper flap down, I can kind of fold that down, cut across.
Yeah.
And then now it's just cutting around the heel of the stocking. I'm just going around it and cutting off the extras of those pieces. Coming around the toe. Now, could you put designer paper together, like on a piece of paper, and then die cut? That might be another way of going instead of doing it this way. But because I think you would still get the stitching on there.
Yeah.
So you could just like line them up on a piece of paper and then die cut. That's another option.
But I like the dark coming through between.
Correct. Me too.
Yeah, that feels
Me too. Good. Yeah. Yeah. So the hardest part's right there on that curve. But the nice thing too, so there is my stocking.
So cute.
Right? The nice part about this is that these little pieces that you cut, keep them. Because this one easily could be used again on a second. Okay. Right? This is such a quilting thing. I gotta keep my pieces. No, so like this little guy could go over here and I could use more of this one. So keep the scraps you got. I mean, how many scraps does one person need? But seriously, keep the scraps. It's what we do. All right, and then what I did was for the top, I could do what Marielle did, was like kind of pull those pieces up so they kind of point out a little bit. But I wanted to bring in some of the designer paper, so I'm coming in and I'm just fussy cutting out.
I wondered how you did that.
I'm just fussy cutting out one of these shapes. What would you call this? Is this a starburst shape?
That's there's a quilting term for that.
Isn't there? Yeah,
put in the comments, guys. We want to know.
Yeah, what is this? I mean, my dad's girlfriend, she makes quilts, and she makes a beautiful quilts, and she had given my dad a couple, and there's one downstairs that I have that's called the Texas Star. It is beautiful, and then there's another one that she had made that has like a bear claw pattern, it's called.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's so many different ways you can do it. And yeah, I look at quilts and I think, oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous. And the amount of work that goes into those things is just so much time and love. And any craft, right? Any craft we do is filled with love and our care and our time and our patience and our, it's handmade. Anything handmade is a good thing, right?
Yeah. I think when you're probably going to have already seen the name of it, because I think when I edit this, you're going to have seen the name, because I got to put it in
okay.
Edit it on. So now y'all know. We don't know, but y'all know because it's on there.
Right. Now, the nice thing again about the DSP right now is a lot of this, Stampin' Up's doing a lot of this, where the designer series paper really does match the die cuts, right? So that fits exactly into the star that is that die. So when you're looking at that star, it fits perfectly in there.
Yeah.
Right? So I just fussy cut that from the paper, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of glue right here. Actually, no, I think I did it this way. I did a little bit of glue on each of these little. I put that in my center. Like that. And then this, because I did that, this is going to go right here, so you're never going to see that. So what I did in this case is I just put the glue on here. And then it looks like a finished stocking.
Beautiful stocking.
Isn't that beautiful? When I put it together, it was like, oh, this is so cute. I was at a retreat and I actually looked at the girls that were sitting at my table. I'm like, look how cute it is. I was like, look at how cute this is. I just love how it turned out. All right, so we are going to use Secret Sea ink, and I'm going to use the word cheers. And I'm going to stamp this right at the corner of my white piece of stocking cover at the top. And this is going to go up here.
I love the white cuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just kind of pulls it together, right?
A lot of stockings have that white cuff. I like that.
Yep. Yep. And then I also have the holly. And isn't it true? Correct me if I'm wrong, because you're the plant specialist. You have to have a male and a female to get the berries, right?
Correct.
When it comes to a holly bush.
Yep.
Yep. You have to have them both.
Ilex is the. Oh man, I pulled that out of. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that, but I haven't thought about it in years.
Yeah, I know that I had berries on the one that I had at home. So yeah, but I knew that there had to be
That's true.
Male and a female to get the berries. Yeah. All right. So this is cherry cobbler cardstock. I have a piece of basic white that I pre-embossed with the plaid folder. Plaid folder, I feel like, is one of those that's never going to go away. It is so universal, from Christmas to fall to whatever. I mean, the plaid, just, you can use it with anything.
Yep, you sure can.
And I'm going to put this on, and I'm using dimensionals on the back of mine. And you can never go wrong with too many dimensionals. I was holding class a couple months ago. It was one of my best friends that was in class, and I said, just use a bunch of dimensionals. She had every spot covered. I looked at her, I'm like, have enough dimensionals there? She goes, yep. And I'm like, okay, good. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, so I have mine tilted this way. Yours probably makes more sense gravity-wise that it would go that way, but I'm like, I liked it this way.
Yeah,
so
I like it too.
Tilting it back that way, right?
Right.
So I have a piece of the red and white twine. I think the reason I like doing it this way is because twine can twist on you so easily that I find if I do it this way, I don't get the twist. Yeah. Or if you find it curls on you, try to undo it and redo it. But I'm one of those geeky people that would sit here and tie twine for hours and find it relaxing. So, no, I'm an oddball. I would also find fussy cutting relaxing. So,
yeah, I was trying to decide how to say it. But
you were thinking it. I used, in this case, the 2026-2028 in color dots, which has all these beautiful in colors. I'm going to use the Peaceful Pine to go with this, and I'm going to use just a couple. They just are so shiny. You could use, if you got this month's kit, you could easily use the button right at the center. Just like Mary Ellen did, you could put a button in the center. I didn't. I decided to go with these instead. So there is my front. Now for the inside, here's where I was like, oh my gosh, what did Mary Ellen just do? Because I did it with this stamp. Mm-hmm. So this little stitching stamp that's in there, I wanted something on the inside, so I decided to create my stitching. So I could do this with a pen, or I could sit here and do it with a stamp.
Yeah, I love that.
And just stitch it.
I just didn't think the white crafting
all the way down, right? Yeah, the craft, I agree. The craft ink, you would not have probably gotten as as bright of an image, right?
Right.
Yeah, you wouldn't have gotten as bright. I think your way of going was better. And it does not have to be even, which mine is not right at the moment.
That's such a fun detail.
Right? So it just adds a little bit to the inside to kind of make it go together, right?
Sure does.
Yeah. And then I am using the May All Your Days Be Merry and Bright. And I'm just going to stamp that on my inside. Okay. And that piece is going in here. And then you could do the same. So with the envelope, let me show you what I did with my envelope. I did the envelope, I just did stitching down the side of the envelope.
That's cute.
Right? So that it kind of coordinates with it.
Yeah.
You could add it the whole way around if you wanted to. I just worried about the barcode at the bottom, so I didn't do it along the bottom. But that's what I did for the envelope. So that's card number 1.
Yeah, that's cute. I love
Isn't
it.
Cute?
Mm-hmm, very.
By the way, here's yours. I just didn't mail it to you yet. There you go.
I just made yours too, so.
I made that, what, a month ago? And I'm like, I had them done at least a month ago, and I'm like, oh, I'll mail those to Mary Ellen. Never did.
I know, I check the mailbox every single day, and
I know, I'm terrible, I'm awful. You should find new people.
Never. Now, I can't wait to see this card, because when you made this card, you said, oh my goodness, I absolutely love this card. And
I do. Because you know me, I'm not a red and green person, so red and green is very difficult for me, and I'm a very non-traditional kind of colored girl for Christmas. So when you said gray's kind of blah, I'm like, oh no, some grays are very pretty. So yes,
they are. I just meant like for,
No, for Christmas, I get it. I totally get it.
Your card base is white, but this is going to be like changing it to gray, and I didn't really want a gray card base.
No, I get that. Yep, I get that. Yeah. It depends on what you're doing, right? So what colors are going to work and which ones aren't. This is a thick, basic white card base, right? Standard card base. And then what I have a piece of the designer series paper, which is the snowflakes. Now, what I took was a piece of Peaceful Pine. And this one is, I think it's 5.5 by 2 5/8. And what I did was I used this die to then die cut the trees out. So I die cut 3 of these out of that piece, right? Because that's then going to be hidden behind this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's your layer.
That's my layer underneath, right? So again, don't waste. I have all this paper, this cardstock. Why waste it when I can be die cutting out of it?
Yeah.
Before putting it together, right? So this, I'm just going to add my glue here to hold my designer series paper.
Yeah, it's always.
This just has a thin border on either side, so that you're not wasting all of that behind it. Right?
Yeah, it's a great reminder.
And that's going to go on my front. I'll try to maximize the cutting as much as possible. I'm kind of up towards the top a little bit with this, because I want to have room down here for my words. So it's coming up, it's about a 1/2 inch maybe from the top. Alright, so I not only die cut 3 of these, but I also die cut again 3 of them in the Secret C. Okay? With this, you said it earlier with the die you were talking about, is that you could cut it out. So that's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm cutting out the tree out of the center. So it's just barely attached. You see it?
Yes. Yeah, it just looked like you pieced every little piece. I'm like, oh my goodness.
No, I'm just cutting here. I'm just giving it like a little tiny trim.
Yeah.
Right here on those edges.
Yeah.
And it just pops it. You see it?
Yes.
So I am cutting here and then here. And then I'm coming around to the other side. This angle is not as easy to kind of get into, because you're kind of going the opposite way of your scissors wanting to go. It's almost like you need left-handed scissors to be able to do this left-hand cut. But you just kind of...
Me, I'd probably stick it down on the mat and take my X-Acto knife to it.
You could do that. You could do that. All right. And then you could kind of like get in there and just trim this out, depending on how much patience you have. Whoopsie, I didn't have enough patience on that one. That's okay. But then this is a negative that you could then use for something else. You see it?
Well, listen, you could pop out the blue and put the blue in the green and then the green in the blue.
Yes.
And then you have two cards.
Yes. Yep, you could do that. Yep, absolutely you could. Yep, if you cut those out, you could input that and then put this. Yep, I did not do that.
I could see that, though.
Did not do that. Those I did save, though. They're in my bin. So next time I'll think about doing that. But I did not in this case. What I did was I just glued right over top.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm adding the glue here, here, and here. And then this is going to fit right into that spot. But that's a very, very good idea. Now that you say that, I'm like, gosh, why didn't I think to do that? I could have gotten 2 cards out of it and had the blue and the green. See? You're so smart.
That's why we're friends.
Exactly. We help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why stamping with others makes it important, because it's like, I need somebody there to say, hey, why not do this? Why not make that easier? So there are my 3 trees. Not hard, right?
No.
And I'm going to dimension these guys up. So I'm going to do one in each kind of corner here. Whoops! Sheesh. Flying things all over my desk. That's what happens when you haven't stamped in like 3 months.
Oh, no.
I know. It's like all of a sudden trying to get back into the habit of doing things that you... Alright. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that like that. Alright. I'm leaving the paper on these 2, because it'll be easier for me to kind of adjust if I see where they're going, right? So if I kind of lay them out and the paper's still on those dimensionals, I can see where that's going to go, so that whenever this one has the dimensionals on it and the paper's off,
yeah,
I know that that's in the spot I want it to be, so I can push that one down. Now take the papers off this one, and I know it's going to line up where I want it to go.
That's a good tip.
I can get my fingers and my brain and my hands to all work together here. All of a sudden I could tell that my air conditioning has been off for a while and the sweat is starting to roll. Now all of a sudden I'm like, okay, it's getting warm in my office.
I turned my air off in the studio, and I looked just before, and it was 81 in here, and I thought, my husband left, and I go, I really don't mind it being warm because the house is so cold, and I stepped.
Oh, yeah.
He said, just shut the door between, though, because the house is cold, and you're just air conditioning this warm room. So
yeah. I have a piece for the inside. Yeah, mine is it's kind of loud, so I try to run it during the day, and it cools it down, but I knew with us recording I wouldn't be able to run it. But either that or I'm just having a really good hot flash, which has been known to happen. I'm just using a strip of the Designer Series paper for the inside of my card. Adding my To the Peaceful Pine for the inside layer. And then this piece for inside. You could, at this point, even leave the words off. Sometimes I like a card that doesn't have words on it. I like it that it's just kind of plain. But this one, I'm going to go ahead and put the words on because I put my inside in. I'm just going to open it up this way. I'm going to ink my stamp and my finger at the same time. And then I'm going to add my Merry and Bright at the bottom. And then I love these little these stars. So it's the Wonderful Stars puffy stickers, and it's a big thing of stickers. Look at that. Look at the size of that.
I know. I love it too.
Right? And you've got the black and you've got the white, and this works really well with the puffy. If you use the piercing end here, because they can get kind of, I don't know about you, but they can get kind of scrunched up a little bit. Agreed. So I find if I pick them up, like kind of just gently lifting. Can you see that on there? Mm-hmm. Then I can center that on the top of my little tree.
They're dimensional, but then they you don't have to worry about the mailing part because they smush down.
Right. They look like they're like hard plastic, but they're not. They're squishy. Yeah, they're puffy. Yeah. Oh. So they're the perfect thing to put on here, even though like it looks like it's like really high. You don't have to worry about that extra height because they're just going to push right down.
Have you ever tried coloring them?
I have not.
Yeah, you could color them.
Not. That's a really good idea. I did not.
The white ones, really, the black ones, that would be, yeah. But the white.
I wanted to show you what I did. I'm with you. I'm a little slow, but I'm with you. I got you.
I know you.
I wanted to show you what I did for the inside, because this is kind of hard to stamp with, right? Because it's like, well, that all cuts off, right? So how do I do that where the snowflakes cut off? I don't want to really just stamp that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull out not only the snowflakes, but I'm also going to pull out this solid stamp, okay? And I'm going to do, you got to kind of make sure you get that on the right side, because there is the stitching and it just kind of looks the same. All right. And I'm going to do Secret C. Well, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to stamp off first. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp that image in my center. Something on my stamp, but that's all right, because it'll be covered up. So I've got a lighter shade, and then I'm going to come in with the snowflakes, and they actually fit in the box. Mm-hmm. So you just kind of line them up to the sides of the box. If I get this right. I'm a little off, but you get the idea. See it?
Yeah. Yes.
So that it looks like one of the stitched squares. Right. If you use those two pieces together by stamping off with the full strength block. Okay?
Now I just want to do a whole quilt card front with that idea.
Right? Where you're just stamping this piece, and then you've got all, because I kept thinking, it's like, how do I use these as an inside or an envelope stamp when it looks like it's cut off? How does that flow together? And that's because this guy goes with it. Mm-hmm. Same way with this one and this one, right? So you'd stamp this one, stamp off, or stamp in a lighter shade, and then stamp that one with a darker.
Cute.
So that they go together. That is it. All right, ready to go back to us?
Sure.
Well, once again, I have to hand it over to Mary Ellen for talking me into a set that I didn't want to get, and now that I love.
I know, and now I feel inspired because of the cards that you made, that I need to go make some quilt cards, because they're just so gorgeous.
It's very pretty. I mean, obviously it's like a lot of work, but you've got some, I know that I have quilters in my life, and I know I have sewers in my life that if I sent them that card, they would appreciate that card. So sometimes you look at cards and you think, oh, that's so much work, I'm not going to do all that work. But if you've got that someone special, you're willing to put in that work for that someone special, and they're just going to love what you send them.
But honestly, like, I love a bundle that, like, now I'm inspired to just keep making different things, because there's so much to it, right? There's just the quilting aspect, there's the paper aspect, the paper piecing, there's the stocking aspect. So, like, I feel totally like this is a good bundle to grab, because then you're just like, there's the unlimited possibilities. Sometimes you get a bundle and you're like, okay, wah. Like, okay, I did this. Whereas
unlimited. Yeah. This one you're not limited.
This one feels very open. Like, there's just tons of stuff you could do with it. The possibility is endless. So I'm going to be playing with this a lot with my Christmas in Christmas cards throughout. So
Yeah, I think so. I think, it's definitely one of those that you can just keep using over and over again. There's a lot of possibilities to it. Get your money's worth at that bundle. That is for sure.
This is a good one. Yeah, this is a good one for that.
Yeah.
Like this would be a brainer one.
Yeah. Well, we are, so this is our July, Inspire to Create. So we do the, you get the card, if you signed up for it, you get the card kit, you get the tutorial, you get obviously everybody gets our video because they love to see us and love to see us stamping together. So we love to share that joy with all of you. So please comment and subscribe if you have not. But if you're interested in what we're doing next month, for August, we decided to shift back a little bit to fall. We did the Christmas in July, but we are heading into fall, which I can't even think about already. Heading into fall, so there is a brand new bundle that we thought we have to show. Again, an online exclusive currently available, which is the Fun for Fall. Look at how cute this is. Wait a minute, if I can figure out how my camera works.
I know.
Oh.
Well, you're looking at the Midwest girl. There's corn.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. I'm all about that.
Look at that. Look at that little scarecrow. He's so cute. And the crows.
The little crows. Yeah.
Yes. The little crows on there. So then they've got the dies that go with it. And that's, always a great, fantastic thing when you've got the dies and you've got the corn rows and you got the fence, and it's just the cutest thing. So that is next month. And I think you've already been working with it, right?
Played a little bit. So you want to see?
Yeah.
This is not the first card. I should have grabbed it. It's over there. So I had a first card, but then I came up with this card and I this is not what we're going to be doing. I'm just showing you things I've made. So
just potential.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that cute?
I mean, look at that guy, right?
He is so cute.
He's so fun to color too. But the corn, I mean, and it says, "Hey there," not "Hey H-E-Y," H-A-Y. Did you catch that?
Yep. Yeah, the stamp set also has "Happy Fall, y'all." Yep, exactly.
And then something to crow. There's something to crow about.
Yep, there's something to crow about. Congratulations. Hoping your day is wonderful. So thankful for you. Yeah, there's a lot. He's just adorable. My gosh, look how cute he is.
So then my friend, we were talking about we made this card. So this is a new paper that's coming out. I used it to kind of embellish the background. This is a paper that we got when we went on the incentive trip. And so I kind of took advantage of the sunflowers, and then I got the little crows. But look at this one.
Oh my goodness, look at that. He just kind of pops out of the side.
His little banner fell. Hold on. Wait. I bumped him when I brought him over here. So look at it. He's just kind of popping out there. He's like, hey there. And again, this is not one we're going to be doing, but I just wanted to show you how cute it was. Yeah, here's
very cute.
This one.
Oh my gosh.
Easier. But then after that, my friend Linda, she was like, we did these together. And then you know how you get thinking about things, and she like texts me the next day or maybe that night. She goes, what if you move the mechanism and you pull it down and it came out the top? I'm like, okay, let's do it. So our wheels are going. So.
Exactly. And again, that's where it comes into stamping with other people. Yeah. Just makes it, this whole stamping thing is about stamping and being with people and sharing ideas and getting excited about the things that we love. So it just makes my heart happy.
Yeah.
So. Excellent. Well, that's it for July. Again, reach out to us, comment. We love to hear from you. Anything that you want to see, anything you'd like us to do, let us know. But we love spending this time with each other and with you. And we hope that you enjoy the rest of this summer and rest of July.
Yeah, I hate the circumstances that kind of kept us apart. But I'm happy to be back together with you.
Yeah. And same here. The one thing I have to share with you, just because we've been talking about this, I found in one of the drawers of my dad's desk every single card I think I've ever made for him.
That is so cool.
There's a stack. There's a stack of handmade cards that I like every birthday, Father's Day, Christmas. Every card I think I've ever made him or given him, he had kept.
Now you have like the whole like from the beginning.
Yep. Some of those cards are like, oh man, what was I thinking?
Have you gotten better? You're better.
I have gotten better. Yeah. There's some where it's like, ooh, I didn't like that one. Oh, I like that one. I remember that one.
You can see the transition.
Very much. So it was very sweet. So you never know who's keeping all those cards that you're sending.
Know,
so
right?
It means something to somebody when you send a handmade card.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to be back. I agree. It was life kind of took a little twist for me there. But I'm happy to be back. Happy to see everybody and see you and be with you. And I love you.
I love you too. And we'll see you all next month here on YouTube.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.